Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing our product review for the all-new Ninja Creami Deluxe. So you ready? Let's get into this. Just a quick note, our reviews are based upon features and functions that we feel like are important. Those might be a little bit different for you, so what we recommend doing is after watching our video, you watch a couple of different videos from other creators. That way you get a wider range of opinions so you can make a much more informed buying decision. And that's the most important thing of all. The new Ninja Creami Deluxe consists of the base unit, a pitcher, a couple of containers called Creami Pints. These are the actual containers that you put in your freezer. Lids for the Creami Pints that just kind of snap on the top like that. And also a lid for the pitcher. And in the bottom of the lid, you got your creamy paddle. That's actually detachable by pulling this lever here on the top, and then you can just pull this out, just like that. What happens is when you let go of this lever, the mechanism inside the lid just kind of holds the paddle in here in place. And then when you start your machine up, this shaft comes down into the pint, attaches to that paddle, and then goes ahead and processes through the container. Pretty interesting, actually. The way this all goes together is you got your pitcher. Your pint without the lid on it goes right there. The lid with the blades installed slides right onto the top here and locks into place. And then the whole thing slides right onto the machine just like that. And then once you turn it to the right like this, it locks the container in and then you're ready to process. Once you lock the pitcher into the Creami Deluxe, the first thing you have to do is decide what capacity you're going to do. You have the option to process just the top half of the frozen creamy pint, the bottom half assuming you've already used up the top half and you're putting back in a half full pint, or you can do what I generally do, which is just processing the entire thing. Once you decide what you want to do, and in my case we're doing full, then you get presented with a bunch of different options. All of your scoopable options start here at ice cream and come all the way down here to Italian ice. And then all your drinkable stuff is from Creamiccino all the way down here to milkshake. Depending on which one of these options you select will determine how long it's going to take, and the machine will actually show you right up here exactly how long that's going to be in minutes. So if we were doing regular ice cream, then we would be there and it would be 2 minutes. If we were doing light ice cream, we turn that here and you'd see that this has gone now to 4 minutes instead. In addition to that, we have sorbet, we have gelato, we have frozen yogurt, and then all the way down over here we can make Italian ice. Up here we got Creamiccino, which is a pretty cute play of words for the machine, and it's also a great way to get around copyright infringement with Starbucks. Then we got frozen drink, which would be stuff like your frozen margaritas and pina coladas and stuff like that. Then you have a slushie, which is kind of like a 7-Eleven Slurpee. And last but not least, milkshakes. And if you don't know what a milkshake is, then I don't know what to tell you. In addition to all your functions, you have 2 extra buttons here. You've got your mix-in button that you would use after the fact. Let's say you want to mix in some chocolate chips or some M&Ms or some Oreo cookies or something like that. Well, in that case, all you would do is let the process finish, put your mix-ins in, close the container back up and hit that button, and it'll just rotate it a few times just to mix it in. For the respin button, you'd use this if you process some ice cream and it gets done and it still looks a little bit granule. You can go ahead and lock it back in, push that button, and it'll give it a quick respin, and usually that will take care of that problem. If you process enough ice cream in this, you're gonna have that happen from time to time. No big deal, respins are quick, not a problem. For our testing, we made 4 different recipes. First up, we made some light protein vanilla ice cream. We mixed up and cooked all of our ingredients, poured it into the creamy pint, and let it freeze overnight. The next day we went ahead and pulled that out, put it in the Ninja Creami, and did a light ice cream process on it. The entire process took 4 minutes and the result was absolutely fantastic. If you look at the result here, it's almost totally indiscernible from high-end store-bought ice cream. That's pretty amazing considering we're not churning the ingredients before freezing. Next up, we tried the Creamiccino feature. What we did there was pour our sweetener into the creamy pint, mix in some hot coffee and stir it enough to make sure all of that sweetener was dissolved. And then we filled it up to the drinkable freezer line with half and half. We put that mixture into the freezer to let it harden overnight, and the next day we had our base. With that base, we poured a little bit of additional room temperature coffee over the top, put it into the machine, and processed. And this ended up being almost an exact replica of something that you get out of Starbucks or Coffee Bean. Our next test was the slushie function. Doing this is a lot like making the Creamiccinos. We took some lemonade mix, threw it into the pint, stirred in some hot water until it was dissolved all the way, and we made sure it was filled up no higher than the drinkable freezer line. Then we went ahead and put that mix into the freezer overnight, and when we pulled it out the next day, we went ahead and topped that off with water, threw it into the machine, pushed start on the slushie function, and in about 5 minutes we had finished product. The results of the slushie were extremely close to something you get out of 7-Eleven or something like that. It was mixed all nice and smooth, and we didn't have any chunks of ice in there or anything. The last function we tried was processing of just half of a pint. So we went ahead and set this to process the top half here, set it to light ice cream, and we put in a pint of our chocolate ice cream. Once that was locked in and ready to go, we went ahead and processed just the top half, and when it got done about 2 minutes later, we had nice creamy ice cream on the top. We were able to scoop all that out really easily. As you can see, it came out really nice, and the bottom half there was left pretty much untouched. So we were able to throw the lid back on that and toss it back in the freezer and save it for another time. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. So all in all, it seems like all the new features are pretty darn good. I especially like the fact that we don't have the progress bar across the top anymore, kind of giving you an estimate of how much time you got left in your process. I much prefer that it shows you actual minutes instead. It's just a lot more intuitive to me. Also, one other thing to note is that they changed the locking mechanism a little bit. You still have to push the button here to unlock the pint and then turn it back to the left to swivel it down. But before, you used to just kind of set the pitcher on here, just kind of like you'd have to kind of find where it sits. Now it actually slides in and out. One negative I do have to mention about this guy though is if you don't like noise, you're not going to like the Ninja Creami because it's loud. And when I say loud, I mean loud like let's bring power tools in from the garage and run them in your kitchen. It really is that loud. I don't care about noise too much myself, but you might be a little bit different, and if you are, keep that in mind. Well, this Ninja Creami is pretty cool. It's like they took the original Ninja Creami, took a whole bunch of comments and opinions from all the people out in the community, and melded a whole bunch of those into a brand new machine. It does everything that the original Ninja Creami did just as well, if not better, plus it has a few extra features up its sleeve. In my opinion, it's a nicer looking machine too, so there's that. If you've ever used the original Creami, then you should be right at home using this one because it's very similar in both form and function. Is it a Paco Jet killer though, like I've heard some people say? Definitely not. But keep in mind that a Paco Jet is $4,000, and that's not a fair comparison at all. For the features you get out of the box, and definitely for the results you get out of the machine, I'd say that this is definitely something that you really want to take a look at. If you want some more info about the all-new Ninja Creami Deluxe, we do have an Amazon affiliate link down in the description of the video. We do make a small commission if you buy through that link, but it doesn't affect the amount you pay at all. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about Joe's Phenomenal, you can watch a couple more videos, or you can check us out online at joesphenomenal.com. I thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your busy day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me, and I can't wait to see you back again here really soon. So until that time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.